The Arrow and the Song by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. I shot an arrow into the air. It fell to earth, I knew not where, for so swiftly it flew the sight could not follow it in its flight. I breathed the song into the air. It fell to earth, I knew not where, for who has sight so keen and strong that it can follow the flight of song? Long, long afterward, in an oak, I found the arrow still unbroke, and the song from beginning to end I found again in the heart of a friend. Poem analysis: The Arrow and the Song. The poem The Arrow and the Song by Henry Wadsworth Longfellow is about finding love in an unexpected place, one that you have confided to but thought no more. He has found love within a friend of his. The arrow and the song are visual representations. The arrow meaning direction, used to point towards love, like a Cupid's arrow, and the song is him opening up on his own, sending his feelings on their own to find their way to the one he mindlessly loves the most. He develops this theme through his use of word choice, form, and tone changes. Mr. Longfellow uses rhyming couplets throughout his poem, and the same words throughout each stanza that are paired with verbs. He describes how he found his arrow and song once again when he visits his friend. And the song, from beginning to end, I found again in the heart of a friend, lines 11 and 12. These lines refer back to how he let his arrow and song go, how they were lost and now found within his beloved friend. Mr. Longfellow also uses the word I throughout the poem, so that we know it is about him. But he also pairs the word I with a verb, such as when the poem first starts, I shot an arrow into the air, line 1. He also uses the verbs breathe, line 5, and found, lines 10 and 12, which he uses twice. Mr. Longfellow uses 4-line stanzas that have 8 to 9 syllables per line that occur in a pattern. In the first stanza, each line has 8 syllables in each. In the next stanza, the first 3 lines have 8 syllables, while the last line has one 9-line syllable. And lastly, in the last stanza, the first 2 lines have 8 syllables, while the last 2 lines have 9 syllables. He uses this pattern of syllables as a countdown to the finish meaning the end of his poem, where he reveals that the arrow and song have arrived where he least expected, with his friend. The first 2 stanzas of Mr. Longfellow's poem are very repetitive, calm, breezy, and at ease. They are setting up the milieu for the last stanza, in which the first 3 lines are suspenseful and the last line is revealing and very compelling, making you wonder why the love was not professed earlier on. This poem makes the reader visualize a man shooting an arrow into the sky, letting it fall. For so swiftly it flew the sight, could not follow it in its flight. Lines 3 and 4, which people can relate to, especially if they have shot an arrow or played a game of golf. The next stanza, although the first has the reader questioning why you would shoot an arrow into the sky, perplexes the reader once again as to why he breathed the song into the air, line 5, and why he claims that it fell to earth, line 6. He then uses similar structure and dictation by saying, for who has sight so keen and strong that it can follow the flight of song, lines 7 and 8. And lastly, in the third stanza, the first 2 lines catch us by surprise. Long, long afterward, in an oak, I found the arrow still unbroke, lines 9, 10, because we thought for sure it would be broken or never found again. These first 2 lines are very suspenseful, not giving away much insight as to what may have happened next. The next line, however, due to his rhyming ability, allows us a chance to guess what may happen next. And then the last line wraps it all up, and by surprise, he enlightens us, giving the readers the courage to follow your heart, but only figuratively.